Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. I love you too. We are here as always because Spirit is guiding me here. So we are going to start with some pineapple charms. Okay. For those of you not familiar with pineapple charming, he is filled with over 1,000 different charms. Okay, and he is a synchronicity pineapple. The intention behind pineapple charming, because it is very easy to get addicted to social media, online tarot, and it's not healthy, right? Trying to force every reading to fit is not healthy. So pineapple charming, I'm going to pull multiple different charms from him. If any of the charms resonate with you, one or more, chances are that there is something in the message for you, whether it's the message in its entirety or just one thing I say that gives you that kind of epiphany moment. And you're like, okay, you know, I watched it for that reason, right? So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You can most definitely resonate to the reading without pineapple charms. That just means that you trust your discernment and you're not going to force it to fit. You just might enjoy me and my channel, which I love you. So thanks. I'm also going to roll some AstroDice for you guys as well. And then we're going to get into the cards. So I gave Pineapple Charming a really good shake off camera because he's loud. Hey, Rita, how you doing? So we're going to see what kind of message comes out. If it's not your message, guys, then either hold love space for whoever it's for, or draw it on into yourself if it just so happens to be a really good one, right? Say, I claim it if you want to claim it, okay? So let's say we've got quite a few charms. Pin board. Anything I say during pineapple charming charms could be synchronistic for you. So from here on out, it's up to you how you resonate, okay? We've got a sausage. Hey, Patty, how are you? Hey, Meddings. Could also be a kielbasa, okay? But we've got a wiener. You might be from a place or have heritage from a place, ancestry from a place that is famous for them, like Polish sausages are famous, right? Kielbasa, so you might be Polish. You might have literally had hot dogs tonight, right? Italian sausages, right? You could be Italian. I know. Well, spirits had me on a freaking tangent this week, so there's lots of catching up to do, which is all good because they ain't going nowhere. So we've also got a hibiscus flower. So that may be synchronistic for you as well, especially if you have any of these things like tattooed on you, right? We also have, it looks like one of the old like hippie Volkswagens, but it's a Mercedes. So take it how it resonates. They got surfboards on top. So you may surf, you may have one of those vans. You may have just recently hung out on one. You might consider yourself a hippie. Let's see. We've also got our red owl. He's like our red pill owl after the bringing choice into the Matrix live. He's like officially my red pill. Oh. We've got the toxic charm out. So this may be really important. If you know you got a low vibe motherfucker in your experience, you know someone is toxic, right? You know they're toxic. You know they're in a low vibe. Hopefully this reading will give you some good insight and some good advice on how to handle such things. We've also got perfume bottle. Little love perfume there. reminds me of this perfume that I used to wear. I don't really wear it now, but I don't wear any perfume for that matter, really. But I used to wear this one perfume by Victoria's Secret called Scandalous. And man, the way that smelled on me, listen. I would buy that again just to spray it and smell it. We also have Vicks Vapor Rub. So you may have the sniffles lately. Be dealing with some allergies or congestion. We've also got our astronaut. Hello. I love this astronaut because he waves. We've also got bells, wedding bells. You may have been to a wedding recently. You may have just gotten proposed to. You may have about to get proposed to. I'm so sorry if I just spoiled it. So sorry if I spoiled it. Definitely got wedding bells. We've also got the unicorn. Oh, I hate being sick, man. I freaking hate it. When I'm sick, it's far and few between, but when I am, it lingers forever. And I cannot tolerate the symptoms of being sick. It is the only time I will take medicine. NyQuil and Dayquil, Sudafed are my best friends. We've also got a mermaid. Her name might be Ariel. The name Ariel might be important. Might be synchronistic for you, right? If you're watching it and you know Ariel. We've also got a globe. Maybe important if you've been thinking about travel lately. We also have a really cute cat. So cats may be synchronistic, specifically Siamese. Yeah, I hate it. We've got one micro playing card. It is the 9 of Spades. So you may be having a really hard time sleeping. You may be dealing with nightmares or just high anxiety in general. You could be dealing with insomnia. Okay. Or quite literally be feeling like you're living in a nightmare. So that might be synchronistic for you. Now, as far as signs go, I've got some sign beads here. We've got Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo. Only mutable sign we're missing is Gemini. We've also got double Cancer. So you may be like me, Cancer moon, Cancer rising, right? You may also be a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Cancer Jupiter, Cancer Chiron, right? 2 significant placements in Cancer. And then we also have Aquarius. All right, so you may have a significant Aquarius placement. With the letters are color coded, okay, for people who need it, that kind of specific. So take the letters how they resonate. Do not get hung up on the colors. Some people just need it that specific because they're sitting here playing with spirit like, yeah, bet this reading ain't for me. Fuck those charms. And then spirit gives them their initials in whatever color, okay? And they need it that specific. Pink is for girls. Blue is for boys. It doesn't matter to me what you resonate as, okay? It just needs to resonate to you, between you and you. White is yang, that's masculine dominant energy, and black is yin, that is feminine dominant energy. Okay, we've got black N, white Y, And then we've got 3 pink beads. We've got F, A, and R. Okay. NY, FAR. So NY, you could live in New York. Okay. You may literally live far away from me, and I'm in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in the center of the United States. So we've also got AR, which I believe is Arkansas. We have AF, which may be the Air Force. We're a V shy of the Navy. So military may be significant. We've also got Ray, R-A-Y. We have Rain, R-A-Y-N. So rain might be significant as well. Especially if your name is like Rain or Raina and you spell it with a Y, that would be crazy specific. Your name might be Raven as well. And you can have any of these first, middle, or last name initials. So, right, A, female names could be Ariel, Amanda, Alice, Alex, Artemis, I don't fucking know, Aurora. R, we could have Rachel, Rita. Let's see. F, I don't know why I just heard Francine, especially because we got F-R-A here. We got F-R-A-N, so you could be Fran or Frank or Francis, or it could be related to someone with those initials. Franny, straight up, I got Franny. Okay, all 5 letters. I know it's spelled with 2 N's. I don't want to hear that shit in the comments. Okay. Frida. So you guys, you know your names, okay? You know your names. If I said any specific names that may be specific for you, I'm seeing Randolph. Okay. So Randolph or Randy might also be synchronistic. All right. It could also be abbreviations for where you live. Like AF, I'm pretty sure could also be like Afghanistan. Okay. RN, you could be an RN. We got FAN, so you might literally be someone who sleeps with a fucking fan on. I'm not that kind of person. Personally. All right, so those are the charms. Now the AstroDice. Let me timestamp this before I fucking forget. AstroDice. I know, Spirit called me on the charms too. I already fucking know. Sag and double Cancer, come on now. All right. There's Gemini. We've got Gemini, we've got second house, and we've got the moon. So you may have a Gem second house, right? Second house rulership, which means you might be a Taurus rising. You may also have a Gemini or Taurus moon placement. You may have a moon in the second house, like Spirit way called me out, yo. My moon's in the second house. All right, Spirit, fine. So yeah, Gemini energy might be significant. It may be your second house ruler. For me, like I'm a Cancer rising, Cancer moon, but Cancer literally rules my first and second house in Placidus. And that's what I go by, so I already fucking know. Yeah, right? There's your gem. So we got all mutable signs. We are having the Sagittarius new moon tomorrow, and that is going to be really significant impact-wise for all mutable signs. So again, those signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Okay, the other signs that did come out were Cancer and Aquarius. All right. So let's get into some Harrow. Getting into some Harrow. For y'all who don't know what Harrow is here, that's your cue to go get your popcorn. For real. All right, Spirit, please. What is going on? Let me move these charms up so I got more space for these cards, because I got a feeling it's going to be a big reading. And to be fair, when the toxic charm comes out, it never fails to entertain. So we're going to see. I already fucking know. I'll be listening to this tomorrow at work like 3 fucking times over. Oh my God. What is going on, Spirit? Called out as fuck. Like, Spirit wasn't even shy about it, yo. Spirit was not even shy. What the fuck's going on then? What is going on then, Spirit? Entertain us with ourselves. What's our drama? Oh, there's the toxic charm. There's the toxic charm. We got sickness. We've got a misaligned courtesan that came out reversed. I'm still going. What is it, Spirit? And then the unicorn with the twin. All right. Those two cards came out together. We've got the marriage on bottom and the peacock on top. These cards love to show themselves, don't they? This peacock makes a fucking appearance. All right. Maybe I'm a little showy and maybe I'm flashy with my bright pineapples. What you trying to say, Spirit? I digress. It's not all about you, Grace. Oh, man. All right. I don't know what mood I'm in. It's a fucking Sag season. Okay. So the peacock. Peacock. We're going to start there. That's the top of the deck. The peacock. So y'all can see what this looks like. You are new here. These are D&D cards, by the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, the peacock is a creature of astonishing beauty, but its beauty can only be retained if frozen like a cockatrice statue. Smarter people accept the passage of time and dance out of the peacock's way. Its appearance always signifies a sudden personal shift in attitude or societal change. So the peacock, right? The way I look at the peacock in like real life is someone whose energy is radiant, right? Someone whose energy shows that people can tell that someone is special. Smarter, not wiser, but smarter people will avoid it because, to be fair, the peacock's out of their league, right? Energetically speaking, the peacock's out of their league. They're going to end up feeling insecure if they move into a dynamic with the peacock because they're not on that level, right? They're not on that energetic level. The misalignment will happen. It's always painful for the person who doesn't elevate. So for people who are afraid of Moldavite, you know what I mean? Like this, the peacock is like Moldavite, right? So It always signifies a personal shift or societal change, which could literally mean climbing up the social ladder, right? It could indicate moving from one bracket to the next, right? Going from living paycheck to paycheck to a whole different lifestyle, okay? So the peacock signifies significant change. Now the marriage card on the bottom. Okay, it's a charisma card. Let me hold this up. There's our astronaut. Only he's a little more nautical, isn't he? He's waving. Hi. So you could definitely have a child involved, especially if they're an Aquarius. Okay. Or if they have like a strong aqua placement, right? Aqua nodes or something. So the marriage is lawful neutral. It says the marriage can be a union of people, ideas, kingdoms, or other distinct things. The progeny of the salamander and the water weird shows that a union might bring forth new power from both parties, or it might be a ruinous joining of that which should never have been united. But once wedded, the two cannot be parted. This is a card of permanent change, right? So when we're talking about a Moldavite type person, and the marriage card, whatever change or shift you are moving through or into is most definitely a permanent one. Now the joke is under that, and just because I'm fucking nosy, it's chaotic good. The joke shows a terror that must be overcome, but not by physical means. The monster can only be defeated by trickery or artifice. This card can represent the value of humor in finding the way past a difficult person or task. Tricky. It's chaotic good energy, which, to be fair, it's almost like if you know you're in a situation that you can't necessarily just get out of, it's requiring you to be clever. It's almost like it's almost like I'm getting this weird vibe of like letting someone think that they're ahead of the game when really the joke's on them and they don't know it yet. Right? It's like that kind of energy. Like maybe your toxic person, whoever they are for you, thinks that they're like 10 steps ahead of you and everybody else, and they're on their high horse, and little do they know, like the joke's about to be on them kind of thing. So we'll see. Let's get into the rest of this. The sickness was the first card out. It's a Constitution card. Now, the sickness is neutral evil. It represents plague, pestilence, famine, and dis-ease. Can also indicate corruption of a soul or a multitude of souls. Okay. It kind of is an indication of disaster. So if there's more than one toxic person, like whether it's a toxic family situation or a toxic workplace, right? You have multiple toxic people at your workplace, a friend group, right? Maybe you hang out in a social crowd and they're all kind of stagnating inside of bad news, right? This card represents the fact that it is heading towards disaster, right? It is disease energy, really low vibe energy. So it's destined to crash at some point, right? It's going to crash at some point. The low energy always ends up falling apart eventually. Okay. And people in that kind of low energy will literally just think that they're unlucky, right? She's holding snake eyes. Like they'll think that they're unlucky when it has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with their alignment, right? Oh, bad things always happen to me. Drama always happens to me. Shit always happens to me. Nothing ever works out for me. You might want to start paying attention to my channel more often and learn problem is probably you. Okay. It is probably you and your energy. It's all right. We fix that here. We work on those things. You are most welcome to stick around. All right. Now the courtesan, it's in reverse, so it's definitely misaligned. It's naturally a chaotic neutral energy, which would flip it to a lawful neutral energy. So the courtesan, and it's upright. Okay, I'm going to read it upright first before I translate its energy in the reverse. It says the courtesan is the card of political intrigue. Her mask embodies the social niceties that must be followed. If it slips, negotiations can take an unexpected turn. The card can also indicate a woman of power who shapes events. How she is treated decides the outcome of a situation. With this in the reverse, I feel like the mask is off. I don't feel like anyone is putting on the social niceties. But because it's lawful, right? It's not chaotic anymore. The opposite of chaotic is lawful. Neutral stays neutral. So lawful neutral. I think the figure on the card, right? It says a woman, but it could be man or woman. It doesn't matter. The man or woman shapes the events, and how they are treated decides the outcome. So between the sickness and the unicorn twin, right, is this reversed courtesan. And so I feel like if spirit, right, because we've done red pilled it, we've already red pilled it with the red owl, right? I feel like the sickness, those who, the individual or multiple individuals, right, who are dealing with their low vibration, whatever the setting is, right, for you, that you would be resonating to this reading. I feel like the twin unicorn, because the twin's the mirror, right? The unicorn embodies the energy that they should be in. That's why they're in the mirror, right? This individual showed up in order to get someone out of their low vibration. And they have to step up into that energy. If they neglect to treat the unicorn mirror well, it's not going to end well, right? The disaster. Do not mistreat the unicorn in the mirror. Because that being lawful, that's contracted, right? That's soul contract. There are no social niceties that are being followed. I think that it's very real, especially Sag season, right? As of right now, it's very real, blunt, honest communication. So if you don't have nothing nice to say to somebody, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them then. Just leave them be, right? Just leave them be and let them do what they do. Like, don't be in their fucking face, okay? Especially because it's the Sag new moon tomorrow. Like with all that mutable energy, Sagittarius is going to be opposing Gemini, and it's going to be squaring Virgo and squaring Pisces. So if anybody dealing with this energy has significant Sag, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces placements, that could be severely fucking challenged. Even Sag placements, because new moons wipe the slate clean. Let's read the unicorn and the twin. These are double charisma cards, right? 2 crowns. Let me get my... Okay. The unicorn. The unicorn is chaotic good. It is a card that generously offers that which the subject seeks, just as the charger in the picture offers up its fruit. If misaligned, the card means betrayal, poisoning, or a false friend, right? So the unicorn itself is not misaligned. But that might indicate the way the sickness person would feel in the event that the lawful energy of the courtesan ends up, what's the word I'm looking for? Like if the judgment becomes final, right? If they were to betray or be a false friend to the unicorn, right? Being fake as hell. The twin is neutral. Okay, it's a neutral card. It signals duality of purpose or identity. The doppelganger can also mean indecision, as a person or group wavers between different options. It can also mean divided loyalties. The card makes a harrower wary, as it can also mean the entire spread has a hidden or reversed meaning. In other words, if this has nothing to do with anybody else, and the marriage and the peacock is all union, it's all one person energy, then someone has a decision to make. It's lawful, and they're either going to fall to their dark energy or rise into their unicorn energy. We don't have to be dealing with a group at all. Right? We could say it's someone else, and we can identify as whatever we identify as. And of course, no one's going to sit here and say, oh, I must be the sickness, but you might be tinkering between your light and your dark right now. Right? You might be tinkering between your light and your dark right now with the way you want to react to things. A part of you may want to drop social niceties and tell people to go fuck themselves. And the other part of you might be saying, hi, good morning. How are you? Right? So the meaning can be completely hidden or reversed. Okay. So take it as it resonates. And if you think it might resonate a different way, take it that way too. And if you want to play with it and listen to it back a second or third time and say, you know what, it could really resonate that way, then all of the above, right? Be open to the fact that spirit is trying to reach you in some which way, shape, or form. And always about the self, right? Period. Just always look at it as if it's from a position of self. But we're going to get a little bit deeper into these energies. Yeah, you don't want to betray yourself, right? You really don't. You really don't want to betray yourself by slipping into your shadow, especially if you're still learning what your shadow is or how it's triggered. All right. I got my hand-drawn deck. Let me timestamp these. Do my hand-drawn cards. More insight into the sickness, please. What does that low vibration look like? What does that low vibration look like? Being an angel and registering them as a demon. Someone in the reality is an angel, and they're being registered in their brain like a demon. They're out to get me. They're going to screw me over, right? They're probably looking at the unicorn, if this is another individual, right? Looking at the unicorn like they're the bad guy when they're not, okay? And you could be doing this to someone else in your environment and not realizing it. You may be vilifying them inside your mind or thinking that they're against you And that might not be the case, right? You may have been against yourself. Maybe someone else in the environment reacted to what was already out of alignment per your own actions. You know what I mean? So there's a genuine, innocent person in the outer, and they're being perceived incorrectly. Okay. It's the broken mind card. More insight into the courtesan, please. More insight into that lawful energy. What does that look like? Starting over. We got the starting line and it flipped up straight upside down. Right in reverse with the courtesan. Starting over. Because it's not a fresh start, right? A fresh start is the first step. But when it comes upside down like that, the first thing I felt was having to start over. That's the judgment. Like, wah, wah. Yeah, the cross was on top. If you hang the angel, man, if you hang the angel on the cross, they're fine. They're favored by the divine. They're favored by the divine. You cannot hang the angel out to dry. If the sickness, if whatever this energy is looking at an angel in the environment and registering them incorrectly, and they get hung out to dry, they get mistreated, right? That's not good. Clarify the unicorn with the twin, please. What energy are they in? Give us some more clarity about the unicorn with the twin card. They flipped up. They didn't come out, so I'm going to put them back in. But we got the fireplace and the open door. I feel like burn it until there's nothing left. They're gone. It'll be like they were never there. The Dark Knight. Give me more insight into the unicorn with the twin. The Forge. That, thank you, Spirit. That's their purpose. People in the Dark Knight, they're the Forge. They are the Forge, reshaping people inside their Dark Knight. The comet is on top of the card. They're a shooting star. They're like a shooting star. They're there briefly, and people either take the opportunity to be forged into something better, right? That Moldavite type energy. They either take the opportunity to mold into something different, or they stay in the Dark Knight. The comet disappears, right? The comet will blast through the sky, be real nice and bright, and then they're gone. And the night is dark again, right? The shooting star synchronicity, it also makes me feel like someone wishing on a star, right? Like someone prayed for something, prayed for someone, They prayed for the unicorn, right? And now the unicorn is here, and they're either going to step up, right, Moldavite into alignment with the unicorn, or they're not. Because the unicorn is gone, right? They're going to be gone. They're not going to stick around. And you're either going to move in alignment with the unicorn and continue forward with them in one way, shape, or another, or you're going to miss it, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. I was like, what's on top? The cross. They're the angel, right? You really cannot hang the angel out to dry. Like they will straight up be gone. Hello, set of fire, my soul. How you doing? Just doing cards. Just doing cards. Spirit would guide me, right? So that's the situation going on. I just wanted to, before I get into like tarot insight for each of these people, I was guided, or each of the energies, because I don't feel like the courtesan is a person, obviously. That's more of an energy, like a judgment call. But I was guided to the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck, and it was to get further clarity on each of the energies, but not like insight. So let's see what we get. Give me a clarifying card for the sickness with the broken mind, please. We've got coming together in reverse. That is the Two of Cups. Okay. Give me more clarity into the courtesan with the starting in reversed, please. Lawful. You want to talk about fucking lawful? That's the devil card. The heart's not coming out unless it's been earned out. If someone's not nice, right? If someone betrays the other, if someone is not genuine, if someone doesn't elevate, right, to the unicorn's level with them, the heart stays under lock and key. The heart stays under lock and key. Because the devil card is Capricorn, right? That's Capricorn's energy. Capricorn is I invest. They're not going to make more investment, right? The unicorn is not going to invest in the sickness. Clarities, please. Unicorn. Yeah, they're waiting. They're awaiting the result, right? They're awaiting the result. They're awaiting the judgment. High Emperor energy. Yeah, they're waiting is right. They're observing. They're helpless and hopeless in the situation. They cannot do anything. They are simply just waiting on whether or not the sick individual, right, the energetically sick individual is going to sabotage themselves or not. They can't do a thing. They can't do a thing but observe from their high emperor, high masculine energy and wait to see what happens as far as moving forward. That's all they could do. I got 848 synchronicities. Number 12 is also out here, but 848. Bottom of the deck is definitely sacred soulmate energy and the sacral chakra. Okay. Which came out big time in the weekly duality report that I just did this over the weekend for my Divine Rebel members. If you're not a Divine Rebel member yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Get all kinds of other cool content. All right, let me put these over here. Oh, and you also get a chance to be entered into the giveaway, just saying. All right. Now we're going to get some insight. Now I know why Spirit guided me to this deck. The Neo Rider Tarot I use as my Catch the Snake deck. So we're going to see what comes out. Timestamps. I try and remember to get all the timestamps. I'm not going to lie. I miss a couple. I find them later. Yeah, Aquarius came out in the charms. All right. Insight, please. What is actually going on inside the world of the broken-minded person, right? The person whose perception is deceiving them, right? Their wounds, their dis-ease is deceiving them. What's going on? What's going on, Spirit? Empress and 3 of Swords. 3 of Wands. That is 333, y'all. Empress, 3 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Clarities, please. Page of Cups. The Magician. And the Sun card. Someone could be pregnant. Or be dealing with someone who is. We've got the 6 of Swords on bottom and the 4 of Cups on top. We've got strong Leo energy, Taurus and Libran energy, Gemini energy, Virgoian energy. Gemini, Virgo, and Taurus all came out in the dice and the charms. You could also have a really specific Venus placement in one of those signs. Okay, because the Empress is Venusian. It's Sag season, so the Sun could also be Sagittarian energy. All right. The Empress with the Page of Cups. Because someone's definitely missing an opportunity to love themselves. And underneath of that is someone moving forward, doubled over, because we've got the 6 of Swords on the bottom with the 8 of Cups under that. So the result of missing the opportunity to love themselves, underlying issue, someone's going to move forward. We already know the unicorn's moving on, right? We already know somebody is moving on out like a comet, right? With these 2 cards, someone definitely owes an apology. I think in order for someone to be in their high Empress energy, they owe an apology. What's crazy is if they're seeing things backwards, they might think that someone owes them an apology. They might feel like they deserve to receive, right? This person might be really prideful. The 3 of Swords with the Magician, that's definitely broken-minded, right? This person might feel entitled or like they're the gatekeeper. I'm going to pull out my energy alignment cards. This is another deck of my own creation. What's the energy of the Empress, please, with the Page of Cups? All right, so the Empress, they think they're honorable, but we've got sociopathic and spiritual ignorance racks up karmic debt with that. Okay. So this person believes they are honorable. They believe that they have integrity. But they're spiritually ignorant. It doesn't mean they're not religious, right, or have some kind of faith that they believe in, but they're spiritually ignorant. They don't understand karma. They don't understand that their own wounds and choosing not to heal or manipulation and things like that are in misalignment. Like they don't understand truth or whatever it is they need to apologize for. Like they believe they're honorable. They believe they're in the right. That's probably why they feel like they're owed an apology. But they're spiritually ignorant and they're sociopathic. So they may have a very difficult time feeling genuine emotions, especially like empathy or putting themselves in someone else's shoes, right? They might get offended rather quickly and start blaming without self-owning, right? They might not self-own. Give me more clarity on the... Yeah, they're disrespectful and apathetic. I was clarifying the Magician. I got disrespectful and apathetic. That's communication. This person may at one time have had some kind of sexual attraction to you or vice versa, and was in their mind being very respectful of you at one point, even if they weren't in other ways. Like just because they were respecting you with words doesn't mean they were respecting you with their actions. Give me more insight into the Sun card with the Three of Wands, please. Jaded flipped up, but it didn't flip out. Okay, so we got desirable in the reverse and we got visionary. So this person... desirable in the reverse, the backside is pitiful. So this person may have a hard time seeing their own pitiful behavior. They might feel undesirable, but they don't see that they're not desirable because their actions or behavior is pitiful, right? Example would be someone who is in a position of power, right? And they hold that position of power and abuse that position of power. But they think that because they're powerful, that's desirable. But the way they use it's unattractive, right? Could also be someone who makes a lot of money or whatever, but they're also a really bad drunk, or they have really bad BO or something, and they're not desirable, but they think because they make a lot of money that makes them desirable. Maybe their cologne fucking smells like 𝗍𝗑𝗏 𝘗𝑒, you know? But they think they're desirable. but there's something about their actions actually being pitiful. Yeah, they inflate their value. They inflate their value, okay? False promises, they're deceiving. And they might mock the real diamond behind their back, okay? They might actually mock the unicorn. All right. Using the Naked Heart Tarot. To get some more insight into this judgment call, right, or verdict, what the sentencing is with the courtesan and the starting line reversed and the master card. Yeah, movement of wands. There's the ripple. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. If it is work related, they could lose their job. If they lose their job, they may also lose their home, and they might have no idea what the fuck they're going to do, but they have to reinvent themselves. Right? Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Right? Literally head inside the clouds, not sure where to go. That's a major loss. When we say starting over, that's legit starting over. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. So it's definitely the sickness, right? That character, the Empress card. And the Strength card, that's the other Leo card. So they might seriously have significant Leo placements. Significant Taurus or Libra placements. Leo Taurus, though, that's a square. So they might have some squared Taurian and Leo energy in their chart. It could also have a lot to do with what's going on in the cosmos right now, right? Because we've got Jupiter going direct, we've got Uranus going direct. So anything that was supposed to be learned and reflected on during the retrograde, if they didn't fucking work it out, by the time Jupiter goes direct at the very end of December, I think that some domino is gonna get set off. Now I'm using the Wild Unknown for the unicorn. All right, Wild Unknown for the unicorn. Give us some more insight, please. Into the unicorn energy. Insight, please, into the unicorn energy. They already feel betrayed. They already feel betrayed. Ten of Swords came out again with the Three of Wands. There's that Taurus bull energy. Taurus could be real significant, especially because it came out with the number 2, because Taurus rules the 2nd house on the AstroDice. What else, please, Spirit? Insight into the unicorn. Yeah, they're waiting. Pause. Clarities. Page of Cups, now out twice. Wheel of Fortune. And the Strength card, now out twice. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Clarify it further, please. With the 3 of Wands. Father of Pentacles. They already know they're going to make more money elsewhere. If it's money related, they already know they're going to master a manifestation wherever they go. It's only going to be up from there for them. They're only going to continue to climb whatever it is they're dealing with. Yeah. I mean, think about that. They got the 10 of Swords with the Page of Cups, right? And this person over here has the Empress with the Page of Cups. I said this person might owe an apology but feel like they deserve one. And this person is legit betrayed and deserves an apology. Person number 1 is on their high throne. Or high horse. Maybe that's more accurate. And I feel like they're childish. I do. I feel like they're childish. It's really, really immature. And this person legit cannot believe what they're seeing, right? The bull literally has a sword stabbed through both of his eyes. They cannot believe what the fuck he's saying. I think them being on pause right now is taking a whole lot of strength. For them to just be quiet. Right, this lion has the white rose in his mouth. For them to just be quiet and be on pause and not say anything is actually requiring a lot of strength. They're getting pings. What are they getting pings about? What are they getting the pings about? That's a lot. All right, we got the Hierophant. That's Chiron, so they may have Leo Chiron energy. Father of Swords, higher perspective, justice, Libran energy. 6 of Wands, 8 of Coins. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. Top of the deck is the 10 of Wands. Lots of 10s. Right, we got the 10 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Wands. Multiple 8s too, for that matter. Including the Justice card, which is 8 in this deck. They know that they're dealing with someone's Chiron wounds. They're rooting for someone to have a victory over their Chiron wounds, like in Soul. The unicorn is rooting for the sickness to overcome that. They do want justice. They do want the victory. but they're really cold about it. Like they're not emotionally attached to the situation. They're just going to do whatever they need to do. If they need to move forward, they need to move forward. They need to cut someone off, they need to cut someone off. They need to disappear, they need to disappear. Where's their energy at? Because I feel like there's a disconnect. Because the unicorn, even if it is one person in this and one person in that, they're in each other's mirror though, you know? So the unicorn is still dealing with this energy as well. They're being tempted into that energy, right? They're pessimistic and they've got high anxiety, maternal wounds, selfish. They're working on being receptive and self-forgiving. They're the bleeding heart, the blind narcissist, and that's trying to heal. They've made poor investments in other people and haven't let it go. They chase reciprocity, pride. They're trying to get over that. They've made poor investments in people. They're working on developing trust in people, the blind narcissist. In the reverse, right? Letting it go. They're trying to be receptive. Trying to see something other than this energy, right? Because they're pessimistic. This is why they're in each other's mirror. I don't know if, connection oriented. I don't know if there's a real separation between the two. They have unhealthy communication habits. That's the problem. Even if they're different communication habits, like one person might speak before they think, which is a problem, right? Maybe they really do need to think about what the fuck they say before they say it, and the other person's a liar, right? Communication habits are not the best. Yeah, transformation is needed because there's definitely burdens being carried with the 10 of Wands on top with the Death card on the bottom. Something's got to change. And it's the pain. It's the 3 of Swords. The wounded Chiron energy. Piscean energy. Hanged Man was under that. All right. I want to get a guidance card. Feel Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. What's the guidance, please, Spirit? Sisters of the Sun Rising. There's more. Welcome back. And Mother of Mercy. Both cards add up to 10. Cards 28 and 19. All right, then. Ascended Master Kuan Yin, thank you for your presence. Sisters of the Sun Rising. it says, you are a highly creative being with the potential to help raise the vibration of consciousness on this planet through your creative projects, work, dreams, and hobbies. The power of collaboration, choosing to work with others in joint projects, allows for synergy to occur where you can grow stronger and become more than the sum of your individual parts. Calling in great cosmic assistance and potency. You are guided to remain open to other souls joining forces with you. Just like the Sisters of the Sun Rising that bring great energy to help humanity through their group endeavors, when you allow for aligned group effort, much that is wonderful can occur. It's an important part of our spiritual journey to learn who you are and how you work, and often solitary work is a helpful way to do this. Yet there are times when you are strong enough to work with others without losing yourself or your unique approach to creative endeavors. Collaboration is suggested for you now to allow you to expand your horizons, to meet more people, to share your light, and have more fun. Your collaborations may be with spiritual guides or with souls incarnated and coming into your life in the forms of colleagues, friends, and helpers now. Trust your instincts and be discerning in what you accept and what you let pass you by. There will be plenty of opportunities for you as you are open to them, but do trust yourself enough to take a leap and some risks that feel uplifting for you in reaching out or accepting the offers of others to work together. Sisters of the Sun Rising, know that the light can grow strong when souls join. It's a richer flavor than it would be with just one alone. So this is encouraging collaboration, right? It's encouraging working with other people. It's encouraging working with other people. And that may literally be these two working together and working it out, working on their communication skills. Or literally starting over, right? Starting over and not really knowing what's going to come of it, right? Going into the unknown. Meeting new people, right? If you feel that you have reached some kind of wall with wherever you are, or just are not interested in it anymore, right? You shouldn't be forcing yourself to stay in a group or place that you're not really feeling it. It doesn't feel good to be there, right? It doesn't feel good to interact with those people. Well, if that is the case, then you should try something new, right? But it's focusing on collaboration, like remembering you're not alone. Mother of Mercy says, just like a sun that shines brightly, casting a strong shadow, your growing spiritual power needs to be expressed with the awareness that it will have an effect on others, even if you are not completely conscious of that effect. To create peace in the expression of your power, we call upon the Mother of Mercy. Mercy tempers great strength and power with kindness, gentleness, compassion, and caring. The divine Kuan Yin brings the quality of mercy to you now as a divine gift, encouraging you to cultivate mercy in your dealings with others and to receive it for yourself now too. Dispensations of mercy come when we are without recourse. We have perhaps lost our way, become unable to find our way through, or have caused some great effect for better or worse that we did not intend. It might even be through our own hand that we have caused such a situation without intention or malice. We just proceeded in a certain way because we had not yet learned the wisdom needed to avoid it. Or perhaps our own guidance led us into darkness consciously so that we could learn something valuable and we are a bit stuck. We may have perhaps been causing harm to others through our own unconsciousness. We could be suffering from a heavy karmic lesson from this or another lifetime, and our soul may be struggling to really integrate the lesson and feel free to rise up and move on. I'm going to fill you guys in on something. Okay? So that you understand how this scenario could work in real life. Because I go by personal example all the time, right? Showing yourself mercy and mercy to another, that you wouldn't hold it against them because you understand, right? And that they wouldn't hold it against you because they understand. For me, how this resonates for me, right? Maybe Spirit is guiding me to talk about it because, you know, just pulled out Sag and double Cancer charms. Right? Called me way out, right, Rita? Shit. So my job, when I first started there, I felt like there was definitely some kind of soul recognition between my boss and I. And it wasn't like romantic or anything like that, but my soul knew his soul. Okay. And to be fair, he reminded me a lot, a lot of my ex. They have a lot in common too, which is just fucking crazier yet. Hold on, I'm getting my Palo Santo out while I talk about this shit. And when I first got there, it was really similar to the same dynamic that I went to at my previous job with my counterpart, right? It was really similar. I ended up getting a promotion, right? And me and my boss got along really, really, really well. We did. We got along real well. Kept it professional, got along real well. And I trusted him. I felt his energy and I trusted him. And it slowly started to wane. It started to dissipate. Because I had applied for a position, a much higher position, and I got it, but he didn't tell me for almost 2 months. Everybody else in the shop knew. All the higher ups knew. But I'm over here like, well, did I get it or not? You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to know, you know, like I wanted to be excited or think of something else because I really couldn't stay in the position that I was in. I have carpal tunnel. My wrist really bothers me working with the tools. It really bothers me. And I had been telling him about that, you know, that my wrist hurt and it was bad. You know, I was in a car accident. I've got wrist issues. And I really wanted to know if I got the position or not, because if I didn't, then even as much as I love the job, I really needed to consider something else, right? Because physically my body was not holding up to it. And I had gotten the position, but he didn't tell me, like I said, for almost 2 months, to the point that I was frustrated, you know, because I'm still dealing with the physicality issue. And so finally, one day I saw it on the screen prompter that they have that the position was removed, that it got filled, right? They took it off the board. And so I prompted him and said, hey, you know, like whoever got the position, like they're lucky, you know, wish I knew who it was. I'd congratulate them. And he was like, well, he goes, you got it. And I'm like, you literally had me to the point that I believed someone else got it. Like, you wouldn't let me be excited that I got it. Like, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. Like, they were going to certify, train me as an x-ray technician, right? Pay for my certification and everything. And that's a big deal, right? For me, that's huge. And I was really hurt that I had to find out that way, you know, and feel like I didn't get it. I was even looking at different jobs because I didn't know if I got it or not. And my hand was not holding up well. Neither of them. So I started looking for other work, you know what I mean? Because I was getting to a frustrated point. And then it kind of tainted the way I looked at him, you know, and I felt like he didn't really want me to have it from the beginning. I think that HR really wanted me to have it. One of the guys that was there in HR originally, he's not there anymore. He left shortly after I got the position. He was called back to a different job that he used to work at. But I think my boss really wanted one of his good friends to get the position. And so I got it. But I don't actually think he really wanted me to have it, which might be why he was putting it off. And maybe that's just me inferring. But I digress. One of the other people who applied also got the job, but they were going to be my backup just in case anything were to ever happen or I needed time off. They would fill in for me. And the guy whose position that I was taking was actually stalking me quite a bit at my job. He was a little obsessed. And he had asked me out and I declined. And it was a whole thing. And he would have been the one that trained me. So I had gone to my boss and said, hey, you know, because at this point now, like I got the position, but my training's not starting because they can't get me out of the position that I'm in. The position that I'm in is really transient and not a lot of people stay in it. And so me coming out of my department, fabrication would have left them short. So now I got the position, but it's taking months now for me to even train. And the stalker guy was getting worse. So I had gone to my boss and said, listen, like, why don't you start training my backup and let him learn? And this way he can train me, right? And this way I don't have to train with the weird stalker guy because HR was notified about that. It was like a whole thing. And immediately, right, took his best buddy, right, his best buddy out and started training him immediately, even though that left one person in the other department, right? Mind you, the whole time my boss is saying, oh, if I wanted everybody in fabrication, the whole shop would stop and I'd have them in fabrication. But he can't take me out of fabrication because it would leave fabrication short. So I'm starting to look at him like he's a fucking asshole, right? Like you tell me I got the job late, right? You didn't even let me get excited about the job. And now your best friend is training in it right away, right? Even if it left their department short. Okay. And my wrist gave out. I had been complaining about it for 6 months. And it got so bad that I literally could not stamp my sheet. The stamp fell right through my hands. And I was going to go to his office, but he wasn't in there. And so I went to safety. I went to the head of our safety department and said, this is what I'm dealing with. So of course she pulled me into HR's office and I tell them that I had been complaining to my boss for months now, right? Literally months. I said, please get me out of fabrication. Like I love the job itself, but my body is not holding up. I cannot do it. Right. And an hour later, my boss comes out on the floor and he's calling all the team leaders together and he's telling everybody that they have to go directly to their team leaders now. They can't be coming in and out of his office. He has too many people in and out of his office all day. He's too busy and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, he told HR that the reason, like I'm putting 2 and 2 together because I told HR that I'm still in divert because he wants me in divert. There's no reason for me to be in fabrication, right? I'm only there because he wants me in there. He's not taking me out of it. I had been complaining for months, right? And yeah, not even a couple hours later, he's coming out here telling everybody he's too busy and, you know, he can't have people in and out of his office. He'll go through, you know, team leaders. And I put 2 and 2 together and I was like, he told, because they probably called him on it. Like, hey, like she said she's been complaining for months and she's under the impression that the only reason, you know, her hand is giving out is because you refuse to take her out of fabrication. And he probably said, oh, I have people in and out of my office all day. Like I forgot. He didn't fucking forget. He did not forget. He lied his way out of it because he didn't want to lose his job. But the truth was the truth. And the truth is he didn't want me out of fabrication. I'm really good at my job. Really good at my job. So I told the truth. He just doesn't want to take me out of fabrication. He wants me in there. After that, he, like I said, he lied his way out of it, right? Lied his way out of it. Oh, I was too busy. I forgot. He didn't forget. I was telling him every single fucking week for 6 months. He did not forget. And he was telling me that he didn't have anything open. He didn't have anything open. That was his excuse not to take me out of fabrication. I don't have anything open. I can't take you out. Now, he told them he forgot. Okay. On top of it, I was reprimanded and I was put on strict hours. My hours changed. They put me split between fabrication and a different department, where I was still using my hands, but not quite the same. And I was on a strict 40-hour limitation. They would not, he goes, and he calls me in his office. Mind you, he's a Pisces moon, so everything he fucking says is backwards. And he goes, it's not punishment. It's not punishment. And I'm looking at him like, I didn't say it was. But that was the first words out of his mouth. It's not punishment. Bullshit. Because I know he looked at it like Grace threw me under the bus. I didn't throw him under the bus. I was honest. His own actions threw him under the bus. If he had legit tried to put me in a different department, and it's not like I wasn't asking him. I asked him to put me in any other department, departments they had openings in. He was telling me no. No, I don't have anything open. No, we're not filling it right now. No. So just recently, I started getting my hours back. I'm not really in split department anymore. Things are going back to quote unquote normal-ish. But I don't even know if I have the promotion anymore, and there's rumors going around now that my backup is going to end up staying in the position. More than likely, he's just going to stay there and get it, which is what my boss wanted from the beginning because they're boys outside of work. They're good friends. He wanted his friend to get that position anyway. And the guy that gave it to me, who wanted me to have it, is no longer at the company. Right? So I'm looking at it from the perspective of, should I have possibly said something to my boss sooner about, because I asked him, like, well, why didn't you tell me? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you tell me? If I got the position, like, why would you take it down and not tell me? Like, I thought that was kind of rude, like, whatever. But I've thought multiple times about finding other work, because I was like, I'm not even being appreciated here. Like, I actually do my job the way it's supposed to be done, and I do a good job at it. Like, I just corrected an issue today with another employee who just bullshitted the numbers on the check sheets. And I saw it and I was like, no, like, I'm not stamping it until it's correct. And I went through and corrected it, so I'd be lying if I wasn't sitting here saying I definitely identify like the unicorn. And at the same time, I know that the reason why I'm at this freaking job is because I'm being tempted into my own darn sickness. There's a reason why I resonated with my boss when I first got hired. It was always about that duality, that mirror from the very beginning, right? It was always about that duality from the beginning. I definitely, Saggy went overboard on a couple occasions because the less respect I had for him and the more pissed off I got, to be fair, I definitely let myself align with one of my coworkers who I probably should not have aligned with. But to be fair, I am who I am too. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to not have fun, and I'm not going to not joke around and not be myself and be all, work, and hate my job. I like socializing, and I like laughing, and I like joking around, and I'm not serious about a lot of stuff. But I do my job and I do it really well and whatever. Yeah, I've thought about letting it go. I have thought about letting it go. I know that my hand can't keep up with it. I really know. I know now. And I fucking hate the other department that they were crossing me in. It's fucking awful. No one wants to fucking do that job. No one. Except one person on second shift. Like, that's it. They cannot keep anybody in that position at all. Because it's fucking awful. But it's not punishment. Right? It's not punishment. And I'm not a liar, right? I'm not going to sit there and lie my way back into good graces. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm being treated the best, you know? They might say, well, you should be grateful you have this job. Okay, like, I am grateful that I have the job. But that doesn't mean that I'm grateful for the way that I was being handled. You know, I'm not going to say I was well, no, I was mistreated, right? My boss would have rather had me work my wrist into the ground than sacrifice his numbers, right? Than have to deal with that issue and have to move things around. He would rather me run my wrist into the fucking ground and then lie about it, right? But I'm the asshole. Now, I could have went right back to HR. I could have went right back to safety and said, you know, I don't know why he's out here saying this or that, because that's not true. If that's what he said, that's not true. Like, he didn't forget. He's not too busy. I was sitting there talking to him for an hour on a Saturday while I was working overtime, you know? But I didn't go and run back to HR and throw him way under the bus like I coulda, shoulda, woulda. I was just being honest before. Shit. Like, I didn't actually do anything that would warrant an apology. I really didn't. I don't necessarily feel owed one either. To me, apologies are empty. People either change their actions or they don't, right? People either own up to their shit and they make right on it, or they don't. Words are nothing. So how y'all end up taking the reading, right, for yourselves, how it resonates and makes sense to you. Because I know for me, it's not family. I don't have any outside of my son, and my relationship with him is really good. For me, it's not friendship circles either, because I don't really hang out with anybody where I am. All of my friends are scattered all over the world. Right? I don't have like a group of friends that I hang out with here. The only people outside of my everyday at home life is at work. So my mirrors and the mirror that I am present for those people, it's at work. Right. And so I was even saying to my son today, like, I was thinking about getting my CDL license because I could just drive. I fucking love to drive. I get to work by myself. I don't have to drive with other people or have like an overhead boss on me all the time. Like, I could just fucking drive. Right. And I love that. Plus I like the purpose a little bit better, to be completely fucking fair. But I don't know. I told Spirit I'm ready to go, like, awaiting results, right? Like, I'll wait. Straight up said it to Spirit, like, I'll wait, you know. Hey, Megan, how are you? Yeah, I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to go. If they, you know, end up telling me that I'm not getting whatever promotion, and my boss ended up changing his mind for whatever, because he's had it out for me ever since. For like 2 solid months. I had people, team leaders, watching me like a fucking hawk. Why? so that they could fire me for some small little bullshit that they wouldn't fire anybody else for. Like, my boss had it out for me. Like, he thought that I threw him under the bus. That's the way he perceived it, and had it out for me. I was crossing every T and dotting every fucking I, like hell or high water. I was keeping my job, you know. But it's kind of bullshit. Like, I shouldn't have had to go through any of that. I shouldn't have had to go through any of that. He's something else. He even lied to another coworker about things that were said, that in joke, right, and jest, that they were said joking. But he told another employee like it was serious. It's like, what are you doing? And you know, he don't really like that employee, but they're friends. Literally seeks to make this guy's life fucking miserable. Outright says it. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, the other day I was like, I don't like that I'm being tempted into my own dark mirrors, right? I don't like that I'm being tempted to match their energy, right? Because the thing about being in misalignment, right, energetic misalignment with people is either they raise to meet you at yours, or you lower to meet them at theirs, or you part ways, right? Because like attracts like, and we always interact, but it can't stay that way, right? People either elevate or they fall. And I find myself in this position because I'm straight edge too. Like, there's times I've walked out of that fucking job and was like, God damn it. Like, I could literally I could go home and have a glass of wine right now. Like, that's how I felt leaving. You know what I mean? And I don't drink. And that lets me know, like, I can't actually stay there in that energy much longer. I know that I can't. It's tempting me into lower energy. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. It's not who I want to be either. You know, so either they're going to raise to meet my vibration, or I'm going to be out, because I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to sink to that level. Right. So whoever you're dealing with, and you can let me know if you listen to my whole story and you feel like you have some insight on the situation between, you know, the first energy with the broken mind and the sickness and the Two of Cups reversed. If you think you have some insight into them and the unicorn cards for me, like, by all means, like, I'm open to y'all's insight, no different than y'all are open to mine, right? You wouldn't have resonated to my channel if we didn't have some kind of shared energy. So don't think that I don't appreciate your input. You know, if you have some kind of insight or get some kind of download listening to me talk, or if you listening to me talk helps you understand a dynamic in your own life, especially if you were thinking about it one way and now maybe recognize it as another, you know. So let me know in the comments, not the live chat, because I'll be signing off. Hey Christina, how are you? But yeah, let me know in the actual comment section, especially on the replay. Like, if you catch the replay too, like, we all show up for each other, right? Spirit guides me to be present, just like it guides you to be present. So do as you're guided, you know, forever, now, and always. And if you're in the area and you're hiring, I might be looking for a new job. I might be looking for a new job. We'll see. We'll see. I know I'm the best person for the job. The promotion that I was given, I was top pick there. And I know I'd be good at it. But I'm not going to stick around for it either. There is no energy worth lowering myself to. So that's just the way I look at it. Spirit gives doors of opportunity all the time. You know, when one door closes, another door opens. So, all right, y'all. I love you. I'm going to have the timestamps in the comments and the description, so you guys can fast forward around in the replay. It'll take me just a few minutes once the live is over. And I will see you tomorrow for the moon event. All right. Until then, love you guys.